Ahoy there, everybody. My name's Captain Reptile, and welcome to another Beach Bobcast podcast. Today I'm joined by the one and only On Fire 944 and a mystical, legendary Up from the Depths. How are you doing today, guys?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. Glad to be here.
So, for those of you who don't know, Depths is a content creator for ARK. He does a lot of the cinematography. He does a PaleoARK series on YouTube. And from my understanding, you've been helping Garuga with the ARK Editions mods, correct?
Yep. I've been his go-to trailer guy since the Indominus trailer. I'm sorry, Domination Rex for legal reasons.
Domination Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I partook in your Longest Night one. Well, I was a Brachiosaurus in that.
Yeah, I remember now.
You told me about that.
Yeah, it's been a while. So do you have any sort of big plans in the works?
For PaleoARK, let's see. I'm getting ready for season 3. I'm currently learning how to animate and other stuff and use Unreal Engine's sequencer tool, which is how like a lot of games do like their in-game like cinematics and stuff like that. So I'm currently in the process of learning like how that all works and setting that all up. It's a lot of work, but I think it's gonna pay off for sure. Because with ARK, you know how I film my cinematics, it's basically machinima, where I have volunteers and the dinosaurs, and we have the dinosaurs mods that they can do what we need them to do. But there's only so much you can do with that to tell a story. Or do like fight sequences and things like that, because with ARK, dinosaur fighting is just like left click bite until one drops dead, and you can't really make an engaging like exciting fight scene out of that much. So for the episodes I got planned in the future for season 3, I'm really hoping this I can pull this off. I can do some pre-rendered shots for some of these sequences where the characters are much more animated and lively.
That would be cool, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you can pull off with Unreal Engine 5. Hopefully, ARK 2 has more thematic fighting that can go on in there.
Oh yeah, I hope so. Yeah,
definitely.
I do want to continue PaleoARK with ARK 2, so I'm hoping to wrap up PaleoARK with ARK 1 this year, and then continue the story onward. And I thought of the idea to continue the story into ARK 2, so all will be revealed in due time.
Gonna ask a big question everyone's wondering. When are you going to do the Giganotosaurus versus the Titanosaur PaleoARK episode?
Oh god. I get so many questions, man. Yeah, in case people didn't know, I was gonna do that, and then the Titanosaur and the Giga, we were trying to film it and it didn't really come out right. We were doing like some test footage, and the Titanosaur and the Giga aren't up to standard of what I'm looking for. If you notice in some of my episodes, I don't really feature a lot of the early made dinosaurs, like that came out with like 2015 launch window, like the Pteranodons and stuff like that, because they're ugly. They're really ugly looking, in my opinion. So, Titanosaur's model doesn't look that bad. Gigas though, the Giga desperately needs a TLC, along with like a lot of the other creatures in the first year of ARK's release back in 2015. They desperately need a TLC. I'm really hoping for TLC 4 we get like Giga, Quetz, Bronto, and Carno.
Yeah,
Plesiosaur too. Cool. Plesiosaur is by far, no offense to the 3D modeler and the concept arts, but like ARK's Plesiosaur is atrocious, man. It's god awful.
That's how I feel about like the Brontos and ARK. They really need something done to them.
Yeah,
they
really do.
The thing is, when ARK 2, because in the ARK 2 trailer you can see, like the Pteranodon and all that with all their new models, and those definitely look really good. So it would probably be good when ARK 2 comes out for that.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna save the Bronto and Pteranodon TLC for ARK 2.
Yeah,
if I had to take a guess.
I think it's pretty much a given that any creatures that are returning for ARK 2 are getting completely remade from the ground up, just like the Rex did.
Yeah, I hope. So I don't know if you listened to the podcast a couple episodes ago. Did you so we talked about Arc 2 and what you would do for it. What would you want for Arc 2? Anything related from models, animations, like building weapons, all that fun stuff. What would you want in it?
My main thing for Arc 2 is I want more immersive kind of combat for both humans and dinosaurs. Like, I want to be able, with Arc's melee combat and guns and all that, it's just like left click spam. Like if you're attacking someone, it's just like, rapidly clicking your left mouse button.
Yeah.
And it's just the same swinging motion. Like, I want to be able to like do like melee combos. I want to be able to block and parry and dodge and do all that crazy stuff that you see in other games that have like a proper like melee combat system. Same thing with dinosaurs too. Like, I want dinosaur combat to be more involved. I want if I'm riding a T-Rex, I don't want to be able just to bite. I want to stomp and kick and claw and use my tail and like shoulder bash things and like I want when I'm riding a dinosaur, I want to be like, especially one of that caliber. I want to feel unstoppable. And I feel like with Ark's T-Rex, you don't really like. You kind of felt that at first when Ark's T-Rex first came out. With Ark 1. When Ark 1 had like, I don't know, like 10, 20 dinosaurs at launch or something like that. And the Rex, I feel like has just been outclassed by everything. Like Utyrannus or Spino, like it just they just feel like more like powerhouses to me, in my opinion, with what they can do.
Yeah, I really think they should have the TLC for the Rex. I think they should have done what they did with the Utyrannus and make it roar, give the dinos a feel debuff.
Yeah, I think it's really lame that all they did was, oh, it's roar makes people poop themselves.
Yeah.
It's like you couldn't give it a stomp because like the thing about T-Rexes is, as far as in my experience and other people's experience, is that they're easy to kill because you can ass ride them because they have no protection behind themselves. So people just run up on like a Thyla and will just attack their butt until they bleed and die. Like,
yeah.
Spinos can at least turn around, pivot and stuff without having to be able to be ass ridden like that.
And with Gigas too, Gigas have such a wide range with their attack. Like they demolish everything behind their feet and everything, so you can't really ass ride them there.
For sure. And then, they give new abilities to like the Megalodon and the Quino, but they don't give them TLCs.
Yeah. And what's funny is that I was looking at the Parasaur. I was looking at the model for it for every variant that came out. So when Parasaur got TLC for TLC Pass 2, they didn't change the model, but they just gave us some abilities. But then they gave it new textures for when Extinction dropped, I think it was. And now with Genesis 2 with the Eden Parasaur, it has another set of new textures. I was looking at the scale definition, everything is completely different than the other Parasaurs that have come out.
Yeah,
So
I never noticed.
Yeah, I was looking at, because I've been getting to ARK modding recently, and I've been looking at that. And I'm like, wait, what the hell? Why are the textures redone for the for the Parasaur? I'm like, why couldn't they just do this to Carnotaurus? Because like I think Carnotaurus' like overall proportions and stuff are fine. Even the animations aren't terrible either. Like I said, like slap a new coat. A lot of these ARK dinosaurs, like you can slap a new coat of paint on them. It's just some upgraded textures, and they look fine. I mean, some of them they need more than just that. Like Bronto, like Bronto's like animations are, not so good.
Atrocious.
Ark's Bronto kind of just shuffles along the ground.
That always used to drive me nuts. The way it would run. I mean, you can still trample stuff, but at the end of the day, I feel like it should have like a stomp attack. That's what everybody knows sauropods to do. Is to reel up and stomp down.
Yeah. My biggest disappointment with ARK was that how like a lot of the herbivores feel underpowered and that they're they're not as good as the carnivores. Like I feel like a Bronto should be like a siege creature, like it has a platform sound, those other stuff. Make it damage like stone. And like I think what should have been the case was that the big apex herbivores like Bronto and even Diplo too would be like the dinosaurs you really want to watch out for, and then like carnivores like Giga would be like the anti-siege dino, like the counter to those to help take those things out. Yeah,
I mean, if once you get like a stone structure, not many dinos can do damage to you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did Doedicurus. Doedicurus can actually do quite a bit of damage to stone. But
Mm.
I think that and the Rock Elemental are probably the two best dinos to use against stone structurals.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry,
I
go
haven't
ahead.
played I haven't played Vanilla Ark in a hot minute, but I usually play with a mod called Kraken's Bear Dinos, which is one of my personal favorite mods of all
Hmm.
time. I will always, you know, yeah, I always every time I do a server, like that's like the number one mod I install that in Arc editions because I can't play without them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many crazy mods I add into my Arc servers. I always have Arc editions on there at least.
Can't go wrong with that.
I was so stoked when the Brachiosaurus was finally released.
Yeah. I'm not sure if a lot of people noticed it, but with the last update for Arc Editions to come out in October with Savage Acro, the textures for Brachiosaurus got completely redone.
I didn't see the textures. I saw the feet. I noticed that the feet had
Yep.
an extra claw.
Yep. I helped Garuga with that. I was giving him advice on what to do for the feet claws and get them more, I guess, like paleontological accurate.
Yeah.
With how we know what Brachiosaur feet were like. It's not 100% accurate. I don't think Arc really needs to be 100% accurate, but I feel like just like little details like that are kind of good because I think they make the creature look better.
Yeah.
I did notice that on one of the updates they added the was it Up from the Depths chibi?
Yeah,
When I was
yeah.
messing around with the mod.
Yeah, if you kill Savage Acro, you get a chance that I'll drop a chibi in my little deep sea diver icon.
Yeah, I was messing around and I got that. I'm like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So is there any insight or news you can give us about the Dinotherium and Helicoprion?
Okay, so for Helicoprion, so with Helicoprion down theorem, Garuga is doing what's called sponsored creatures. Each creature has a goal of $6,500, and once it reaches that goal, it will be made and put into the mod. Both of these creatures were commissioned by two people that I know. They're both in my community, and Helicoprion is a prehistoric. I think it's a shark, but it's technically not a shark, like a true shark. It's hard to describe because I'm not too familiar with my prehistoric marine animals. But Helicoprion's special ability is that it can take any item that you get that like say like you get like a supply drop, right? And you get like an ascendant like long neck rifle blueprint out of it, or actually rather a crafted long neck rifle that's like ascendant quality, whatever quality you want. Helicoprion has the ability to convert that item into a blueprint. There is a chance that that conversion might fail and you lose that item forever, but I believe the current thing is that the higher level the Helicoprion is, the higher chance of it having a successful conversion. So there's that. It's just a
Cool.
very overall really cool looking creature. I think Garuga did a fantastic job with the model. Garuga has definitely nailed that whole aesthetic with that our Ark is known for. Like all his creatures, they look and feel like they belong with the other dinosaurs in Ark. Like
Yeah.
I think even better personally too, because like they are, they're not necessarily that they're accurate. Obviously, because Ark takes a lot of liberties with their dinosaur designs, but they look like the animals that they're supposed to represent, and each of them has like a really cool feature and ability and like a taming method, which really adds a little bit more life to the game itself. I feel. So yeah, that's for Helicoprion. And then we have Dinotherium, which is a prehistoric elephant, but not quite an elephant. It's kind of like Helicoprion. Like it's closely related to elephants, but it's not technically one. I don't know where it stands in the classification of the mammals it's part of. But yeah, we have Dinotherium, which is basically like an endgame siege beast kind of creature. I don't know how much I can reveal, but it's gonna have a unique taming method rather than like running up to it, knocking it out with tricks and shoving berries in its butt, and then it's your friend. Like it's gonna be much more different than that.
I mean, I'd assume so. Usually, all the creatures in the mod are got their unique taming methods.
Yeah. So we have Dinotherium. It's gonna be siege beast, taming method. What else can I reveal about? There's two variants. There's gonna be your traditional like vanilla variant, and then there's gonna be a Rockwell variant as well.
Oh yeah.
And then we have what else with it? I can't. I'm not sure how much I can give away just yet because I know some of
Mhm.
this stuff is kind of classified until the update actually
Oh
releases.
yeah.
But if you guys want to play around with Dino Ethereum, you can go over to patreon.com/Garuga123. And for $5 or more, you get access to the beta branch for ARK editions. And Dino Ethereum is currently available in that right now.
Oh, I didn't know
Uh,
that.
yeah. So
Hmm.
all patrons get access to a private branch of the mod that eventually all the stuff in the private branch becomes public once the updates fit, once everything's ready to go. And Dino Ethereum and Helicoprine are both in there. Yeah, that gets updated as more work is done on the creatures. As far as I know, Helicoprine is pretty much done aside from like a couple other adjustments that need to be made. And Dinotherium, I want to say, is like maybe 60% done, roughly 70% done. Like it's animation, it's basic like animations for like movement and attacks are done. It just needs some other features. And the saddle is currently being worked on for that, so that will be updated into that beta testing branch within time. But yeah,
Nice.
it's really cool. I'm really excited to film both of these guys. I'm going to be putting out a teaser for them pretty soon.
Yeah, I look forward to it for sure. I don't know if you saw my Twitter message because I know you were saying something about it. I was like, if you need anybody to help with the Dinotherium, just let me know.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Yeah, I have I'm always want to take in new volunteers. I have an apply for volunteer channel on my Discord where people can submit like an application if they want to help out. It's just like a basic couple of questions like, do you have a good PC? Can you follow directions well? Do you actually own ARK on PC to to help out? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, basic things like that. And I'm glad to have people that are really passionate about this as much as I am, and they want to help make be a part of these videos. And uh, yeah, and I appreciate all the love support my film crew has for me and everything. Like they've helped me through a lot. I wouldn't be able to get this done without them.
Oh yeah, I have a blast going back and watching all your old stuff. I mean, it's kind of like the show Primal, because I know you really like that show.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Primal. I was like, it's funny because when Primal's like trailer first came out, I'm like, oh my god, this is kind of like what I'm doing. This is
Yeah.
really cool, and I love Genny Tartakovsky's work. I'm a huge Samurai Jack fan. Like as a kid too, that was one of my favorite shows of all time. Um, some of the other shows that he worked on, like Dexter's Laboratory and what else am I remembering? The old 2D style Clone Wars series
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yep.
Oh yeah.
That was on cartoon. On I think it was like Toonami back in the day. But yeah, the guy's done a lot of work. He's super talented. He's a great storyteller, and uh, what's unique about both PaleoARK and Primal is that there are stories told through the characters, but there's no dialogue spoken. Like Spear doesn't speak English, neither does Fang because she's T-Rex, and so the story is told through like you know it's told through music and it's told through facial expression and color palettes and all that stuff that and it does. I'm a novice at this. I'm just starting it. I still think I have a long way to go and I can improve a lot. I think Primal though has completely mastered that technique of like of storytelling that's more showing, not actually telling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it tells
Yeah.
it's a it tells its story it communicates with its audience via like strictly visual and audio, rather than like dialogue, which is really a lot. I can't think of anything that's really done that, to be honest. At least off the top of my head, I can't think of anything.
Now, what is that? Because I still haven't completed, I think, the second season. What is that show on?
Primal.
Yeah.
Primal is on Adult Swim. I think if you have HBO Max, I think all the Adult Swim shows are on there, including Primal, so you can actually catch up and watch them on there.
Oh, okay. Because I remember, I think the last episode I watched was the Bat episode. So I know you do a lot of your own videos on ARK and stuff with Garuga. And I know way back when you were with Path of Titans.
Mhm.
Are you still with them?
Occasionally they'll hit me up to do a video. They haven't in a while because they are currently busy, working on on like a big update for their game. I guess it's kind of public knowledge that they're currently moving the game over to Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, I actually didn't know
They
that.
they have a public testing branch where they've been updating that into. So they're currently working on getting up on that new engine. I pretty much with a lot of games that are on like the later version of UE4, like UE4.24, 2526, whatever it is, like they can be ported over to UE5. It's not a seamless transition though, because it does break quite a few things. So they're busy working on that. But yeah, Path of Titans, they commissioned me originally to do some trailers for them here and there for some of their upcoming content. But yeah, it was a really fun experience. I got to know the team very well. Both Matt and Jiggy are fantastic people, and I love them to death. Like they're very talented, very passionate about what they're trying to do there. Same thing with some of the other, the other developers in the team too. Yeah, there's a whole team of programmers. There's other artists on there, like Shot in the dark here. Zalis is listening, but Zalis is a good friend of mine too. He's like one of the skin artists on the game. So anytime you go into Path of Titans and you select a skin for your dinosaur and you customize it, that's most likely his work that he's done.
So yeah, I remember I used to listen to their podcast that they were doing. They haven't updated that in quite a while. But I keep looking out for news on Amargasaurus if they ever add it, and so far I haven't managed to find anything. So I'm just holding out for it.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll come soon. Most of the original dinosaur roster is out. I think the only thing left that's currently locked off is Barsboldia. But I'm sure he'll be released in due time. I'm really waiting for a Margosaurus and a Kilobator, which is like their giant raptor, which I actually helped crowdfund for that. I got a bunch of people to pull their money together, including myself, and I was like, okay, here's $1,000. We're going to take the raptor perk, get a Kilobator in the game, because yeah, a Kilobator is going to be like it's going to be like Path of Titans' Utah Raptor in a nutshell. Because I felt like, you look at all these dinosaur games, they always have like a giant a giant flagship raptor of sorts. Like the Isle has Utah Raptor, and Saurian has Dakota Raptor. Beast of Bermuda have one? I can't think of Beast of Bermuda off the top of my head. I mean, I think they have Utah Raptor as well, but like I wanted to differentiate it. Like, okay, let's have our own big raptor, but let's do a Kilobator because it's a bit lesser known and we can bring it into the spotlight like that. And a Kilobator sounds really cool because it basically translates to like what the hell does it mean? I think it's after Achilles hero. That's what it is. So it's a pretty cool raptor. It's huge too. It's almost Utah Raptor size. They're roughly the same size, pretty much. But yeah, so I'm excited to see those guys. And of course, there's T-Rex is coming. T-Rex is coming down the road, and you have aquatic marine reptiles, and you have pterosaurs coming in. That's in a future update, along with the brand new map at some point. But yeah, I'm very excited for the future of Path of Titans.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. I was playing it for quite a bit there after a while, and then I just kind of got bored because they haven't been updating it. So
yeah, it's the last big update that came out was back in December or January. But yeah,
it was Megalania, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, they just like I said, they're busy porting it over to UE5, so it's going to be a minute before a big content updates start coming out.
Yeah, I believe it. It takes a while.
Yeah, but they're chugging along. I know the whole pandemic kind of slowed production down. Because a lot of people were kind of separated and everything, and plus I think one of the developers got sick and he was like really, really sick with COVID. He's doing much better now, thankfully. But the whole pandemic kind of like threw a lot of stuff into whack, not just game development, but everything else in the world.
Yeah,
it managed to affect every single aspect of everyone's lives pretty much. And it's a shame, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, Fire, do you have any questions for Depths?
I don't really know, to be honest.
I've noticed you've been playing a lot of Elden Ring. Where have you? I saw you and Garuga, I think, have been playing Elden Ring. What have you been thinking about that?
Oh, me? Oh, I just been watching him play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been loving it. He likes the Dark Souls games. I suck horrendous ass at those games, so I'm not touching them.
That's
I
fail. That's fail.
I bought what is it? I bought Dark Souls 3 on a whim off a Humble Bundle like years ago for like I don't know, I think it was like $10, something like that. And I did a live stream of it on Twitch. I played it for maybe like 10 minutes. I'm like, yeah, this fucking sucks, and I got off.
I
It's not.
mean, I've been having a
It,
blast with Elden Ring.
yeah, it's not the game's fault. It's just not personally my kind of game, and though I always appreciate like it's a really well designed game, very wonderful art direction, and you know, and the game itself is it's just a very well made game. I'm very happy to see that's very successful, and I think the Steam charts for it currently are like at 900,000 players. Let me see this actually because I saw it earlier.
Yeah,
Um,
it very quickly skyrocketed towards number one on the chart of frequently bought games.
yeah. Currently, there are 640,357 people playing this
Jeez.
game. Highest peak was 24 hours ago at 941,287. So almost a million people are playing this game. This is just on PC, mind you, too.
Mhm.
This isn't counting like Xbox or PlayStation players. So
Yeah.
that's impressive, and I'm really happy that I feel like a lot of games recently have just been very underwhelming, and they had a really rocky launch like Halo Infinite and was
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk and the recent Battlefield game, which was a horrendous
Yeah.
disaster, and it's good to see that a game came out and for the most part it's very well optimized and runs very well, and that you know uh it's just nice to see that the game's getting the love it definitely deserves from all the work that's been put into it.
Yeah, we definitely needed a game to come out that actually held up to the hype and everything. I mean, even Dying Light 2 it's not really much of a letdown to me. It's just not what I was expecting, and it's been hard for me to get back into it. So, but
It's a shame.
yeah, it's just how the gaming company is, unfortunately, as of right now. I'm just glad Elden Ring was different.
Yeah.
Well, what have you been up to, File? I know you said your PlayStation broke, and you can't do any more
Yeah.
content
Oh,
creation.
jeez.
Yeah, I'm
PS
still trying to get that fixed. And
PS4 or PS5?
PS
PS4. Oh,
still working on getting a PC, so that'll be soon. But trying to fix the PlayStation right now so I can get back to making videos.
Hmm.
I am pretty excited for the new Fjordur map, though. All the creatures, they're
yeah.
now 4 because they got the Finir as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm surprised
I
they
know.
kept that in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do with it. I wonder if they're gonna keep the model or rework it some.
Yeah, if they do one thing, I hope they redo the animations because they are just dire wolf animations.
Yeah, I imagine they might
Oh.
have tweaked them some.
Garuga did that too. Yeah. Garuga did that
Yeah.
in Akadas. Yeah.
Yeah, Garuga
Mhm.
did that. So then the Fjordur is really cool. I'm glad they're having it in Fjordur.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fjordur,
As
I'm
well.
excited.
As well as the new bat as well. I wasn't expecting it to be that cool looking.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like it's gonna be a fun creature.
Yeah,
to play with.
I wasn't expecting it to win. I really thought the Bison was gonna
Yeah.
win.
I didn't like. I had a few thought would win. I didn't really know who was gonna win, but I was not expecting the bat. That was like last I was expect.
Yeah. I thought either Bison or Carantosaurus once again was gonna win the poll, and then the bat came out of nowhere. I was like, "Oh, cool! Another mammal won the contest. Really
Mhm.
nice." And of course, we got
Yeah.
Carantosaurus coming later down the road, which that it's a win-win for everyone. Like
Yeah.
we got free dinosaur at some point later this year.
I'm just
Yeah, I'm
glad
glad
that Dinosaurus is not map specific. He's actually able to spawn on every single map. which
Yeah,
is what
Yeah,
I'm
that's
happy
cool.
about.
Because like they haven't added a creature that's been added to all maps since like the Otter came out in what 2017.
Yeah, Auto
Yeah,
and
so it's been-
Uranus.
Ages since we got one like that.
And then they were like, "Hey, here's these cool DLC dinos. Let's make it so they can spawn on modded maps."
yeah.
Which I guess is cool, but it takes away from the DLC maps.
Mm. Yeah, I was surprised that Maywing was added to Lost Island spawns.
Yeah, I didn't
There's
see
so
any
many
news on
Oscar
it.
Meadows area.
Yeah, there's so many creatures on Lost Island that I did not expect them to add on Fjordur.
Yeah.
Which makes me think they're gonna have rock drakes and stuff on Fjordur. We can hope.
There's already rock drakes on Fjordur. Now,
Well,
if
yeah,
they
but,
keep
like,
it or not,
somewhere
I have no
on-
idea.
That's what I was saying. Like, if they keep it, I think there's a higher chance of them keeping it. Because
Yeah.
the last two maps that had rock drakes, they ended up removing them.
Yeah, they took them away from
I mean,
Crystal
this map-
Isles. I didn't know that. I went up there in Crystal Isles and I spent almost an entire day in that rock drake cave trying to figure out why they weren't spawning and where the eggs were. And then I find out they took them out of the map, and I was pretty upset.
Yeah, literally nothing spawns there. Either. Just
Yeah.
go in there. It's just like an empty cave.
Yeah,
Cool
you
looking,
could
but-
live up there and be just fine.
Yeah.
But Debs, actually, I forgot to ask because you and I mean, we've talked, but we haven't actually talked, just ourselves. What is your favorite dinosaur in the game?
Probably Utyrannus.
Oh, yeah.
I love UDs to death. I think they look the part and they act the part, and I've always been a fan of Utyrannus for like a long time. Like since it's like, I think it was like not discovered, but I think it went like public, like it was publicly announced that back in like 2000, like the mid 2000s or like 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. And it's like, oh, we have this T-Rex ancestor, and it was covered in feathers, and it was like 30 feet long or something like that. I'm like, well, what the hell? Or however long? I think it's like 26 feet actually, or something like that. Not 8 or 9 meters. But yeah, it's like I've always wanted, and back when I was actually on the QA testing team for Utyrannus, for ARK. Gee, where's my brain right now? With the QA, they had like a team of volunteers, and I was a volunteer, and we would help test out the new patches and stuff. And I was always like pushing for like more accurate dinosaurs, and I was pushing for like feathered dinosaurs like Utyrannus. And I don't want to say I'm responsible for getting in the game, but I'm going to say I'm responsible for getting in the game because it's my strengths. I probably wasn't, but I'm. If I was, then I was, but if I wasn't, then I'm happy either way, because Utyrannus, it's a really cool theropod. It's one of my personal favorites, and it's nice for that to get some recognition, and especially recognition with a very good role as like a kind of a T-Rex strength theropod that also doubles as a support mount to bolster your army.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That reminds me, what do you think of the Dinopithecus now that it got added? Or I guess it got added a while ago.
Overall, I like the model. I think the animations are really good. I was a bit disappointed it didn't have an actual eat animation. It doesn't have like all creatures have like an eating animation of some sort, but Dinopithecus doesn't have one, which was weird. That was kind of a bummer. I think overall, it's a very solid creature. It's way more powerful than I thought it was going to be. These things they can take
really
a beating.
strong.
Like, yeah, it's kind of a fucking monster. It's just, very surprising.
One thing I think
I can see why. Sorry. Actually,
that's
you want to
fine.
go? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm actually kind of. I can see why they didn't make it wield guns like the original suggestion had.
Oh yeah,
Because then it would be more broken in its current state. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I think the only thing is that I feel like the poop throwing ability, the stun from that, like you can just stun lock people with that poop throwing ability. Because we were trying to do events on my ARK server, and whenever I do an event, everyone brings up that Dinopithecus for the event, like whether it's a PvP battle against like a boss or something like that or whatever, and I just get tons of shit thrown at me, and I can't move and I can't do anything. So I feel like there should have been something to compensate for that, to prevent you from getting, stun locked like that, pretty much.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, overall, pretty cool creature. 10 out of 10.
I still prefer the Amargasaurus of all of it, but that's just me.
Armaga came out pretty good. I was very iffy on it based on that one render that they had with the head.
Oh yeah.
But looking at it, was just, I guess it's just a bad camera angle. I don't know why they moved the nostrils up up the snout more, and they should have been down closer to the mouth. But
Mm-hmm.
that's my only gripe, because the original concept art was not like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really liking the cinematic drops just because of the gliding ability. Because just having it on as a shoulder pet is super useful.
Yeah, Sonoma Crops turned out pretty cool too.
Yeah, I did
Right.
not. I mean, just expected it to be another shoulder pet.
Yeah. Overall, Lost Island I feel like was a very good map. I love the
Yeah.
deep jungle. I love the temple ruins and the volcanic area and all that stuff. I think this is personally my favorite map that Wildcard released, because I'm a big fan of like tropical jungles and stuff like that. So, you know, it really does sell the idea of a Lost Island, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty
definitely think it ended
excited.
up turning out pretty cool.
I was pretty excited when I saw the trailer drop and I saw the structures and everything. I think this is by far one of the better trailers they've done.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah,
do you have any big plans, File? I know, like you said, you got your PlayStation broken, but do you have any big video ideas coming up?
I don't know. I'm kind of running out of ideas. I'm trying to come up. I think I've got a few kind of cool ideas, but I don't know. We'll have to see. There's not really much going on in ARK currently. Maybe the next few months we'll start, or I know in the next few months they're going to start releasing some more teasers, and Fjordur comes out in June, so wait till then.
Yeah. I've been yesterday and today. I was kind of busy in ARK. I was invited to. Have you guys seen that? It was like a reality TV show called Survival.
Survivor?
Yeah.
Is that the one that like put them on the island and
They
then
put them on the
like, make 'em,
island
like,
and make them be like two
Yeah.
tribes, and you had to vote each other out and everything.
yeah. I
So-
watched that.
I was invited to a game mode like that, and it was by the person who hosted it. His name was Sizen, and
It's familiar.
yeah, he's well. I would say he's well known in the ARK community. You're actually in his Discord, if I'm being honest. I can see you right there.
Wait,
Yeah, you're inside his Discord.
in a lot of Discords. Oh yeah, I am. Okay, I know who that is.
No, I took part in the game mode. It was me. Well, I'm not gonna go through everyone who was on there. You can just go watch his video and you find out. But it was a lot of fun. That was probably the most fun. The most fun way I've played ARK in the longest time. Besides, playing it the way it's meant to. I had a blast. It was so much fun meeting all the new people and everything, and it was tense. The game modes we played were difficult, but not impossible. And then watching people get voted out on the other tribe was funny because they would lose the game, and then you just kind of knew, you're like, well, they're getting voted out since they kind of lost the game for their team. And then it was nerve-wracking seeing who was going to come down to the final people. But
Yeah, sounds cool.
yeah.
I definitely used to watch the Survivor show back. It was a while ago, but I remember watching a bunch of episodes on it.
I think I watched it with my parents, my whole family, like way back in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
been going
remember
on for a
watching it with
while.
my mom.
Let's see. Kraken got back to me. He said he passed out because when Deb said 6, he thought it meant 7. So,
Oh,
well, how long do you guys want to keep going for? Let's see how long the recording's been. It's been 39 minutes so far.
You can go for a little bit longer, like another 20 or so.
Okay.
Just round it up to an
Yeah.
hour. Standard podcast episode length, you know?
Yeah. I mean, depending on who the people are that are in the podcast, I don't mind if they go for 3 hours, but after a while, it's can be a bit much.
yeah. Some people that are really loud or stuff like that, it can get quite insane.
Yeah. Markiplier's podcast, Distractable, is by far the funniest podcast I've listened to.
I don't really listen to too much podcasts though, so I don't really know much.
All right. Kraken said he's going to come join.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you a bit of a heads up, Debs. Expect to hear about Vin Diesel on ARK 2. That's just
Okay.
standard for this podcast because Kraken is obsessed for some reason,
Yeah.
and that's really about it.
Works for me.
Or about the breedable Vin Diesels in Arc 2, and yeah, it gets weird.
Yeah, that was the second
We'll just have to
episode of
see.
the podcast we don't talk about. Um, man, I have so many episodes for this podcast on backlog that I have yet to edit to put out because it's hard to find a good story with them. Like I have to do a lot of cutting and editing and then ship it over to Kraken so he can put it on the video on YouTube, and there's a lot of stuff I still have to get done with these videos. But this one's gonna be a bit easier. This one I can just simply slap onto Anchor and then ship out because it's just
You know what we need? I was just thinking, we need a soundboard.
yes,
We're just like random Mark sound effects, like the humans, like the grunts and stuff.
yeah. Well, I know. So you don't really do the generic ARK playthroughs on your channel, do you, Depths? I know you do a lot of PaleoARK.
Yeah, just cinematics. I'm not big on Let's Plays. Not that there's anything wrong with Let's Plays, just that they've never really been my thing. I want to though. I really want to do like a little bit of like a kind of like a cinematic, like a hybrid of like machinima and like Let's Play. I might actually do a Path of Titans, because Path of Titans has a theater mode, pretty much like Halo does. That's coming out, and what I want to do is I want to like narrate myself playing through the game and like swap between like actual like recorded game footage and like going back into theater mode with that recorded that record that I do, and swapping to like it's like a cinematic like point of view, pretty much.
Kind of like what Neebs Gaming does.
A little bit, yeah.
I love their channel so
Yeah.
much. I think their editing, Adahop and Anthony do such a great job editing their videos.
Mm.
I think by far they're probably the best editors I've seen on the platform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Neebs Gaming, they're all great guys.
Mm-hmm.
I watch their videos sometimes. Occasionally I'll like I'll throw on like stuff as like background noise while I'm working, and I'll just tune into it while here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually
editing
do
my
that
videos.
like all the time.
Yeah.
Always like listening to some sort of YouTube video while I'm working.
Yeah, that's typically what I do too. So besides ARK, what other games have you been playing?
What other games have I been playing?
I know you're a pretty busy guy.
Phasmophobia with my friends here and there for last week. That's always fun. Phasmophobia is always a good old time.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to update that game. I
Well,
guess the next big update's gonna be like an apartment building or hospital or something.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
Since my PlayStation's been broken, I busted out the old Super Nintendo, playing some of those old games.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Played some Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario. Definitely fun.
I love how your PlayStation break and you go back to the Stone Age of video games.
I mean, they're still fun even to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair.
I actually did. I recently fired up my Xbox 360 to I bought a new controller for it and everything. I've been playing some of my games on there. I used to play when I was a wee kiddo.
Oh, okay. I mean so when it comes to Xbox 360, I think my favorite games on there are probably I've found a liking for the second Transformers game, the Bayformers game.
Yes!
Revenge of the Fallen. I love that game.
Yeah. I've been playing that actually.
Yeah, I still got that in my closet.
Yeah, that in my opinion is still like one of the best Transformer games of all time, because I like the fact that there's actual proper melee combat with like combos and stuff you can do.
Yeah, and then
I actually really enjoy it.
What was the other one? Lord of the Rings Conquest is the other one I play a lot of. I love that one. That one's like the Lord of the Rings variant of Star Wars Battlefront, and it's so much fun to play. I guess not Fire. I guess Kraken said he's booting up his PC. It's taking a hot minute. What was it? I saw a tweet you had posted out earlier. I think it was something Star Wars related. 'Cause I know you've been having a love-hate relationship with Star Wars and Jurassic Park.
Well,
Wait,
I definitely love me some Star Wars. Oh,
wait, who, me or Fire?
Yeah, you, Debs.
What did they post about? They posted about Star Wars?
I think you. I think if it wasn't Star Wars, then it was somebody else. But I know you posted about Jurassic Park.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I'm just excited for Dominion.
I'm
I
really excited for the movie.
I liked Jurassic World and I liked Fallen Kingdom, but I did have my qualms with it, but it's just, you know,
Yeah.
it's not exactly the direction I would take in the movies, but I hope Dominion rectifies that a lot. I'm really excited for it.
Oh, it
Yeah, I'm
looks
really excited
great.
as well.
I hope it doesn't turn into another Fallen Kingdom, but I guess we'll
Yeah.
see. I hope. I have such high hopes for that movie. The Giganotosaurus in that, I don't mind the look. If you look at it as a non-dinosaur nerd perspective, they have to give the Giga some form of difference to the T-Rex, so people don't look at it as another T-Rex.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I've been arguing with people about who don't understand creature design is that when you have two creatures, because like at first glance, a T-Rex and a Giganotosaurus, they look very similar. You know, they got kind of small arms, they have a big ass head full of sharp teeth, they got a big long tail, and they're both pretty much equally sized. So when you're having two creatures like that fight on screen, you want to make them as distinguishable from each other as possible. You know, and I feel like they did a pretty good job of doing that by giving the Giga some like, um, you know, more out there features like the back spines and things like that. Is it what I would do for Giga? No, I would have done it a lot differently, but I'm pretty okay with the design overall. It's not my favorite Giganotosaurus interpretation, but it's definitely not the worst. Like ARK. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's fair.
What I am excited for in that movie is the Quetzal. Like,
Yes.
that stuff's gonna be really cool.
Fuck.
When I saw that in the trailer, I was like, yes. Well, I was like in a room with a bunch of people because like I wanted to watch the trailer, so I'm sitting there, yes.
Yeah.
Well, so from my understanding, we haven't had any good Quetzal media interpretations. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a Quetzal in any sort of media. Well,
Other than ARK, but like,
Few documentaries and stuff, that's about
yeah. I think it may have also been a Land Before Time once or twice, but other than that, yeah, I've got nothing.
yeah,
I'm
welcome,
excited
Kraken.
for it, though.
Yes, Kraken has finally arrived.
Oh, your computer finally woke up.
Yeah, I you know what? Let's just negate the absence. Hi, well, welcome to the Beach Bobcast. We can just start from here. I'm kidding.
No.
Hello, Depths.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's you missed the conversation, Kraken.
Yeah, this was gonna be a great one to watch back.
You were
on,
late.
not gonna lie. Yeah. No, it made the colossal L of I only checked my phone earlier when we were talking about this. And when Depths had said, like, I think you said 6, I looked it up really quickly, like, what was that in my time zone? And I thought that was, like, way, way later.
That's like an hour difference.
So then I just got home and I saw that everyone was on. I had like 4 missed messages and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I hear all the time in podcasts about how specific people are supposed to be there late, so you're perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Just don't be late next time. No, we've been asking Debs about. Well, you have to go back and listen, but we've been talking to Debs about ARK editions and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
and Elden Ring. He says he doesn't like Elden Ring, which is fair. That's fair. It's not for everybody.
It's just not my cup of tea, but I appreciate the fact that it's just a really good game.
Yeah, I'm sort of in the same boat when it comes to that. I don't have Elden Ring. In fact, the only Souls game I own is the first Dark Souls, which loses me about 20 minutes in every time I try to play it. So,
hey, go play the third one. There's not much. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I jumped into Elden Ring because I've played Dark Souls 3, and then that was about it. And then I jumped into Elden Ring, and this one is so much easier to follow. While the Dark Souls 3, I got lost halfway through, and a friend had to come guide me to the next area because they don't give you any sort of direction. But in Elden Ring, it's pretty easy to get around and figure out where you're going.
Yeah, one of these days I'll have to give it a shot.
If
The
you
first
do,
time it goes on sale, maybe I'll give it a pickup.
yeah. If you do, you have to get on PC so you and I can play together. I have no one to play with.
I gotcha.
So Debs, you said you have a roleplay server, correct, on PC?
Yeah, it's like a light roleplay PvP kind of server. Roleplay is not required, but it's encouraged, and we have like roleplay themed like events and stuff between like the four factions that play on the server.
How many concurrent players would you say you have?
I think a lot of people kind of got severe ARK burnout, are kind of leaving. We have like about 30 active people, I'd say, throughout the course of like the day that log on. Yeah,
That's fair. I mean, yeah, I've been burned out on ARK. I've jumped over to 7 Days to Die as of late.
Oh, dude, I love 7 Days to Die.
My wife and I play quite often. It's a fun game to hop into. I mean, it's something I wish ARK had. Where at night the dinosaurs are more dangerous. I mean, the only thing you get is what, Tridons, and Megalosaurus.
And Megalosaurs, but they don't really roam the
No,
surface.
they don't get out much unless you're on Ragnarok. But like, if ARK had like a horde mode instance where specifically on every like couple increments of days you would get attacked by a group of dinosaurs, you had to defend your base, it would make it much more interesting.
yeah.
For PvE, that would actually be a really cool idea. Yeah,
That's what I'm hoping for ARK 2. I hope those orc dudes, where the hell they are, I hope they come like raid your shit like once in a while.
mm-hmm.
Imagine fighting them and actual people off of your base. I think that'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine people taking that, using that to their advantage. Like, oh, this guy's getting, like bombarded by these freaking orc dudes. Let's go raid their shit while they're currently,
Oh
being
man, hit them when they're down. Jesus. Yeah, no, I can see some really cool videos coming out of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. It's just all a matter of how it goes. I'm nervous for it because with the way games are being right now, I don't want it to flop, and I feel like it possibly could. I mean, push it back. I don't care because it's just ARK. I'm used to that, but don't let it fail like these other games have been.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how it's gonna work. I really think. Well, I think the rumors are true. That's gonna come out next July, in 2023.
I definitely think it's coming out. Yeah. I
really
guarantee it's gonna come out next year.
I think if it was gonna hit this year, I think we would have really gotten some footage of it or something by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't gotten anything since the original release in 2020.
I don't know if you guys saw or not. The only reason I think it may come out this year, and if not this year, maybe January, February of next year, is because they have finally shut down the reoccurring events for ARK 1. So every every year they do the same events. Well, they shut that down, and so they're going to start implementing things over to ARK 2, so they don't have to keep updating ARK 1. So I'm thinking that's a good hint that something's going to end up coming soon. Because Cedric on Twitter also mentioned that he has heard some pretty good ARK 2 news that he can't say just yet. But we'll see.
I mean, it could always turn into like a Halo Infinite where they still plan to release it this year, but then like they'll show it off and then the fans will be like, that was it? That's ARK 2?
Yeah.
And they'll push it back. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing Wildcard, yeah, I'm definitely on the 2023, 2024 bandwagon, but
Yeah.
Yeah. I may be the only one who's saying this. I really hope they bring back Survival of the Fittest. I actually quite enjoyed that game mode, and it's something the Battle Royale scene needs. Because Survival of the Fittest was so underrated.
It was.
They need to update it.
Actually, I never played it, so I guess I can't really say much about it.
It was just sort of before the big Battle Royale craze.
Yeah.
If it had just held off for a couple years, that could have grown into like literally its own game.
I mean, if they update it today, it could grow into something big.
I think if they put more time and effort into it, and if it got into consoles especially, I really think they could, because it was supposed to come to PlayStation and just never did. That never happened. Which I know that a lot of people were mad about that.
I know. I wish it would have came to consoles. It would have been awesome.
Yeah, I had high hopes for that game, but alas, it never happened.
Where's my primal survival? God damn it!
Yeah, I really
I
hope
want-
ARK 2 stays primal. It cannot. It cannot
Well,
go tech.
No, I meant
They
like
just-
primal.
Oh, the TV
mean-
show.
No, primal
no, they-
survival.
they-
The play as dinosaur game mode that they were
Yeah,
gonna
the play as
officially
dino
do.
game mode.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's-
I'm
the
glad
V
other
evolved.
people also remember that. Yes.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about it since like 2017. Like it's just been shelved indefinitely.
I think they let models take it into their own hands and forgot about it.
Yeah.
I think
Um,
maybe they had originally planned it as like a DLC, but then after thinking about it, they were probably just like, this just doesn't seem like it'll be enough. Like, it seems like, yeah, it could be interesting, but I don't know. Ultimately, it's essentially all play as a dino is it just removes the player model from whatever creature you're quote unquote riding, you know? So
yeah.
it's kind of neat. What would have been cool though is definitely playing as like non-rideable creatures. But
Yeah.
Well, it's like what Fire and I were talking about before Debs joined us was there.
There's a command
it's
that-
not new, but there's a command that lets you turn into dinos for consoles and whatnot.
Yeah, it works
Yeah.
on console as well. Because I made a video on like how to do it for console, like PS4, PlayStation.
I
People really
tried
like
using that for filming last month, and it did break my server. It did crash my server, so I'm wondering.
Yeah, it's really buggy. I have realized that if you use it when I tried it on single player, it would crash my game if I tried to change back to a different creature. So it's really glitchy, but it's still fun.
Yeah, I mean, I know Debs. What do you do? Because I know when I was your Brachiosaurus in that one, you made the Pleo disappear and without the saddle.
Yeah, it's just the we do like cheat
Hide
force
riders.
team, which lets the hide riders cheat,
Oh,
and that's it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I had so much fun doing that. I definitely
cur-
gotta hop back in now.
I'm currently working on a filming mod to help me. Grugus has been helping me along with it a little bit too here and there by providing me with some stuff that he's making. I'm working on a mod to help film my cinematics so that I can. I want like a proper camera tool I can use. To film some shots, like ones like that I can add like in-game camera shake and being able to zoom in and out and roll the camera like kind of sort of.
Oh yeah.
yeah, that could be really cool. Like the Pteranodon barrel roll, like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like the camera will actually like you can like roll the camera that way.
That'd
Yeah.
be
Ooh,
nice.
yeah, that could make some cool shots.
I'm sure that'd be a lot
Reminds me
easier.
of. I've always wanted them to have like a theater mode, like they do in some other games where you can like go around with the camera
Yeah.
and get basically what you were doing in the mod.
I know with later version of Unreal Engine 4 and Unreal Engine 5, I assume, has that kind of functionality. So I hope it'd be nice if that could come in as well.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, should we cut it there?
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for listening to today's podcast. I know the schedule's been a bit off, but you guys won't know that because you don't know the old stuff. Anyway, Kraken, thank you for finally showing up.
Yeah.
And Debs, thank you so much for coming to hang out. It was fun having you on the podcast. We got to learn some new stuff about ARK editions and everything. I had a blast.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And of course, File, thank you for being here. I don't think you've only missed like one day, so props to you.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna end this one here. You can find Debs on YouTube at UpFromTheDepths. You can find him on Twitter at UpFromTheDepths. You can find me, Captain Reptile, on Twitter, same name, and YouTube, same name, and Twitch. I do Twitch. Craziest Kraken, you know where to find him: Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit. Right? You do Reddit.
Oh yeah, big Redditor, of course.
You can find him on Reddit, and then on File, you can find on YouTube once he fixes his PlayStation and Twitter as well.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with us today, and we will see you guys in the next video. Podcast. This is the podcast.
Yeah.
Not a YouTube.